portal news. Alton Maskell is the running back from Houston. He's been on campus this past few days at Florida, which is interesting. Guy's an absolute stud out of Houston. Hey, got that dog. He's an absolute dog. I thought this kid was going to be a Colorado lock, but he's obviously, it seems the portal was starting to adjust a little bit. At first, it felt like kids were just coming out and finding a home, Billy took the approach to step back and allow it to come to him. And we were critical about it. I know some of you guys in the comments in the Discord, you guys have been critical about it. But now it's starting to kind of take place where, look, these kids are trying to really shop around and make sure that when they hop into this transfer portal, they are making the right decision and don't end up like the kids that committed to Colorado this first time and then are right back out within 2 or 3 months, right? Realizing I made a decision too quickly. I jumped towards the flashy lights, and that was it. So let's slow down a little bit. Let's adjust. Let's talk about it. I think we can all agree as fans, like, we're all yelling offensive lineman, maybe another wide receiver. Quarterback is definitely a big scream from the fans. Billy goes, no, hold my beer. I got this. We're getting another running back. I mean, we got Cam Carroll. We got Trayon Webb. We got Trevor Etienne and Montrell Johnson. I mean, those are the absolute studs back there. But can you ever have too many just horse of a running backs back there? No, you can't. And again, I think that kind of speaks to him waiting. So look, nobody can go into the portal. Nobody can leave now. You're stuck with it. And some people might think like, oh, that's a little shady, right? Like, why is he waiting till these kids are locked in? But look, you got to play the game to a certain extent. And there has to be that sense of you've got to earn that. You've got to work for it. I was reading an article. It says the cream will rise to the top, right? Eventually, the best player will poke through. And if you are Billy and you see a guy like that in Alton Maskell out there, Maskell or Matt, I don't know. Anyways, you got to, go after it. The top talented player, he's an absolute stud who would make a huge addition. I mean, if you're able to add that guy, Trayon Webb's a freshman, right? So I don't think we should expect Trayon to really have a bust-out season. Could he, like Trevor did last year? Sure. I think Trevor fell into a very healthy situation with the fact that Naquan just wasn't him, right? And obviously losing a few guys to the portal. Lorenzo didn't really fill in the role like we thought he would. So Trevor really walked into a healthy situation. I think ideally you would want to have where Trayon is a true 4-back running back, right? 4 or 5 running back. Not because he's not good enough, because you want him to develop. You'd rather him sit behind 3 studs in Alton and Trevor and Montrell and Cam Carroll, because we saw what Cam did in the spring game. Guy looked like an absolute tank. Like, I'm like, my goodness, this running back room is just absolutely stacked. So you may think, well, we have too many, but again, iron sharpens iron. If I'm Alton, though, do I want to make that leap to Florida, right? I think Florida, with producing Dameon Pierce, I think Montrell's going to come out and be a high-touted running back as well. Shows like, well, look, the next step is the league. Which team's going to give me that best opportunity? Which team's going to allow me to show my skills the best? I think we all know, it's no secret, that the run heavy is going to be the play style this year, especially for Florida. And this is why I think we keep wondering, why isn't he going after a quarterback? Graham's his guy. He's got Graham bought into the system. He's got Graham coming in, being like an Alex Smith / Jimmy Garoppolo style type of quarterback. Just manage the game. Let your skill players around you do their job, right? I think we've got players like a Deebo Samuel style type with Eugene Wilson, possibly an Aiden Mizell, right? Get back to those Percy Harvin days where you're just hitting little screen passes and dump off passes and allowing the talent around you to do the work versus trying to make the quarterback, do all the work for you. I think we were in that situation last year. We had Anthony Richardson. It's like, hey, you are the guy. Go do something. Billy wants to take that reign back and put it around the athletes around him. So I like it, right? I honestly do, especially if we're really going heavy running back. That room should be the thickest and most talented room for the Florida Gators. So we'll see how it plays out. Again, he's in heavy pursuit. There was multiple articles that were dropped just in the last 48 hours about Billy being heavily on Alton from Houston. So go watch his tape. The kid's an absolute dog, boys. I'm not just saying that. Like, he's being heavily recruited by multiple schools and for good reason as well. So we will see. LFGM says, I'm over the quarterback situation. I'm just concerned with the offensive line depth and talent. Yes, me as well. There's a few offers that were kind of sprinkled out today for offensive tackle, and I've been preaching that as well. I think that to me is my biggest concern right now. Look, I still trust the process. I trust that we have 2 offensive linemen. I am concerned why we can't pull anybody. Right? Would love to know more, but that's just kind of where we're at. We're always going to be in the dark to a certain extent. Everyone has their opinion about what's going on. You got some who go immediately to negativity and that, like, well, Billy can't recruit, can't do any of this stuff. Nobody knows.